Guten Morgen, Ohio, good morning. What I'm doing is I'm going to take you on a short ride. It's about 5 minutes from our house to the high school that Emma will be attending starting in fall. On your left, so it's about a 5 minute walk from our house, depending upon the traffic and the traffic lights. The intersection that I'm coming up to is called County Line in Spring. It is a busy intersection in Westerville. It's I would say, one of the main intersections. Up here on the left is one of, I want to say, about 12 or 13 elementary schools that Westerville has. This is not the elementary school that Callan goes to. He goes to a specialized elementary school for students that excel or considered gifted in mathematics. So that's the school he goes to. And then up here on the left, or kind of straight in front of me right now, is Westerville North High School. This past Friday was the seniors' last day. So if you are seeing this caution tape as part of the senior prank, where seniors just, I guess this year, decided to put caution tape all over the place. But up on the left, you'll see the traffic cones that are set up for students practicing their driving test. And right here is the main entrance to Westerville North, where Emma will be going into most of the days. Again, this caution tape is about a senior prank. The school is not a crime scene, I promise. And behind me is Yuki. She actually went to another high school called Westerville South. That's just a couple miles away, about 3 to 4 kilometers away from our house. Then up ahead of me is the American football stadium. We also do play European football, or soccer, as Emma's going to have to get used to calling it. This is where all the home games are played for the football team. The high school is named after, I'm sorry? Okay. So this stadium is named after Jim McCann. He was the principal at Westerville North for about 30 years. He was the principal when I went there. So yeah, it's named in his honor. And to my left, going behind me now, is the varsity football stadium. And back here is another entrance to the school, but it's mostly used for student athletes when they're being picked up after practice, because the locker rooms are right here to my right, where you see that chair sitting out. That's the exit to the locker rooms right there. The Westerville North boys basketball team just won the state championship, which is a very big feat. Um, it's no small feat with hundreds of high schools throughout the state of Ohio. But yeah, as you see, that's a pretty quick trip to the school, not too far, good walking distance. Or she wants to take a bike, she can definitely take a bike and get there fairly quickly. Next, I'll take you to Uptown Westerville, where we have lots of little shops, local restaurants, and there are actually two places that brew their own beer. So I'll start up when we get there. All right, this is Uptown Westerville. Up on my left, up here, is where Callan got a skateboard. And then I'm mostly going to be talking about places that are on my right, because I'll be circling back. But right to my right now is a brand new Mexican restaurant that just opened up. And then we have some small little local restaurants, clothing stores up here. This Cinderloo store may or may not have Taylor Swift items. I don't know. Little flower shop. And then this restaurant called Old Bag of Nails. I really like this restaurant. And then while we're waiting here to my right is Cardinal Pizza. They make pretty good pizza. We don't eat that at that place that often. And then this Ohio Art Market is basically all things relating to Ohio and Westerville. Some more clothing stores. There are lots of little clothing stores. This place, Amish Originals, they have a lot of handmade wood furniture, beds, desks, chairs. It's really good. Witt's Frozen Custard is like an ice cream shop. Then we have a wine shop and a running store. I'm gonna go down this way. And since it is Sunday, a lot of these cars here are for church, which is just to my left. And then in front of me is the local bookstore called Birdie Books. Jenna's been in there a few times. It's quite a little lovely bookstore. Alright, and now we're going to cross the street. Then coming up ahead is the Colonial Music or Music and Arts. That is the place where Callan gets his music or drum lessons. And then right after that, Uptown Deli and Brew. They brew their own beer up here. And fun fact, Westerville was the start of the, not the start, but the headquarters of the Prohibition movement in the 1920s, which helped get the 18th Amendment passed. And then right up here to my right, where I just pointed, is our local gun shop, because it wouldn't be an American town without a gun shop. Nope. And then a pharmacy. A little healthy food bowl place, consignment store where they sell clothes, and then this Koble Greek and Italian grill. It's really good. I really like it. But here's probably someplace that we like better. It's called Grater's Ice Cream. It's very good. It's started locally in Ohio, down in Cincinnati, and they have places all over the state. One of their claims to fame is that they only make it in small batches of about 8 liters at a time. Up here, coming up on the right, is the city building, municipal building. This is the town hall where all the business takes place. And right up here, I'm going to stop here for a minute. This is the monument to the 18th Amendment, where the U.S. voted to ban all alcohol in all its forms. Westerville was the main headquarters of the Anti-Saloon League, which helped propose and ban alcohol, setting up the 18th Amendment. It is also the only amendment in the U.S. Constitution to be repealed about 10 years later in 1933, which is the 21st Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. So just a fun little tidbit. That Westerville was the start of the dry movement, and yet now we have all of our local breweries and distilleries here. In the past, Westerville used to be a dry town until about the year 2000, where it was voted on to allow stores, restaurants to sell alcohol. Right up here, the Westerville Grill. It's a nice little local grill to make good food at a good price. I like eating here every now and then. I don't go too often. And restaurant called Fatty Beer Company. Never go there. Jen and I are not much big beer or alcohol drinkers. Now, where I'm going now is I'm actually going to go to Westerville South, which is where Yuki goes to school. This is North Star Cafe. They have a few locations around Central Ohio. It's also very good, healthy. Westerville South was the first purpose-built high school for Westerville. One of the other buildings we'll be riding past, it was like a junior high or middle school and high school built together because Westerville did not have that many students at the time. Right to my right is another middle school. Westerville has 5 middle schools. And then to the left is a pool. So there are 2 entrances to Westerville South. The first entrance is coming up here. This entrance is required for students to come into when they are late, which I'm sure that as Germans, you don't even know what that word means. But here's one of the entrances. The other entrance and exit is around back, which we'll get to in just a minute. You okay? And just up here is the second entrance for students where they can get picked up and dropped off. This is where I pick up Yuki and drop her off every day from school. This also happens to be right near the gym as well. So the Westerville South mascot is called the Wildcats, which is why it says home of the Wildcats. And then if you saw earlier, Westerville North is called the Warriors. And the third high school, which is Westerville Central, they are the Warhawks. So a lot of W's in Westerville. But this is the second entrance, a lot of student parking as well. And then we have the baseball fields back here. And then somewhere around here, yep, to my right is the football field. All right. I'm going to stop it here, and then I'll resume it when we get back to State Street. All right, we are coming up on Walnut and State Street, and as you can see by the sign, we are near the library. So we're going to go to that next. Go straight. So the library, as coming up, has a museum to the Anti-Saloon League for all of the prohibition efforts and movement that took place not only throughout the country, but here specifically in Westerville. So at the library, in addition to renting books, they also do have digital books that you can rent from them. There are movies and TV shows that you can rent. They have computers for use. But it's a very, very well set up library, well funded. They have 3D maker spaces, so they have 3D printers, they have laser cutters, they have big professional printers if you want to get large format prints made and pictures made. They'll print those for you. They even have audio booths, so if you wanted to record a podcast or some audio in a nice enclosed booth, they have that for you. And they are basically open every day of the week. Up here on the left right there is where the Anti-Saloon League is, or the museum. All right. And now we are headed back south on State Street. Coming up on your immediate right is Dairy Queen. This is the place that has the blizzards where they mix in candies in with the ice cream. It's really good. I really like it. And this school up here is Hamby Elementary School. This used to be the original school in Westerville. But then as it grew, it was converted to a multi-purpose, so junior high and then high school. And now it is served as a gifted school for elementary students. So this is where Callan has gone for the past 3 years. He really likes it. They are in the middle of remodeling and redoing City Hall, so that's why you see all those barriers up. Typically in Christmas time, right in the middle of that, they will light a Christmas tree. Right here, High Banks Distillery. This is a local place to Ohio. They distill their own bourbon and whiskey. Little coffee shop. And then up here on the right is Westerville Florist. This is where Jen and I got the flowers in the bouquet for our wedding. And then Schneider's Bakery. This is right here. They're a staple to Westerville. They've been around forever. This is where Jen and we got our wedding cake from there. And we also go and get donuts there. They are phenomenal. And that basically takes us on the tour of Uptown Westerville. All right, one more thing. I forgot. Otterbein University. Otterbein University has its own set of history in Westerville. They are actually the first university to accept women, not only as students, but also as faculty. That's one of the first higher education places in the country that did that. It's a smaller private university. That I'll be taking you down now. Oh, up on the right, about 3 weeks ago, there's this new restaurant supper club that opened up. It's called Ampersand. It's based off of Japanese cuisine and Asian cuisine. Looks really good. We haven't eaten there yet, but we will definitely do that before Yuki leaves. One thing you'll notice is that in this part of Westerville, a lot of the roads are still lined with bricks. It's just a throwback to where Westerville started as a town. It just used to be this little area with lots of farm fields. So up here is the main university campus. It's a really nice campus. It's quiet. Then coming up here across the street on my right is the University Library. And then right here where I'm going to cross the street is one of these flashing crosswalks. Where if you're wanting to cross the street, well, they should flash, but they're not right now. All right, and then the last place I'm going to take you is the main fire station in Westerville. But right here is a lot of university housing. So a lot of college students live here. For the most part, it's very well taken care of. Then up here on the right or on the left or the bridge is Alum Creek, and the local water treatment plant is right here, so it's all controlled locally. And right up here is First Responders Park, where it has a memorial to all the first responders that died on September 11th in 2001. When I get closer, you can see there's a melted and deformed piece of steel labeled C40 that is from one of the towers that collapsed on September 11th. So yeah, this is in honor to all the firefighters and paramedics that passed away on September 11th, and also to some of the local police officers that have died while in the line of duty as well. But here also is the main firehouse. This is where they had the big ladder trucks. I'll take you to the entrance. So here you can see their big engine rescue. Looks like one of the trucks is out on a call right now. And they've got, a few engines, an ambulance. One of the main reasons also why I wanted to stop here is I wanted to say Krankenwagen. And that, in Japanese it's what? Choi Bosha. What about the ambulance? I thought it was. Yeah, Kyukyusha. But really, I just like saying Krankenwagen. Alright, well, that's pretty much it. I'm going to turn around and head back to the car and then send these videos to you. Hope everybody has a good day and you like the little tour of Westerville. Coming up on the right, it's a fire truck. Everybody turns into a 10-year-old kid when one shows up.